Hello, and welcome to Virtual Investor Conferences. My name is Cecilia, and on behalf of OTC Markets, we're very pleased you've joined us for our next live presentation from Novo Resources. Please note you can submit questions in the box to the left of the slides. You can also view a company's availability for one-on-one meetings through the Schedule Meetings tab found on the conference platform. At this point, I'm very pleased to welcome Michael Spreadborough, Executive Co-Chairman of Novo Resources, which trades on the OTCQX Best Market under the symbol NSRPF and on the TSX under the symbol NVO. Welcome, Michael.
Look, thank you very much, and it's great to join you from Australia. Many of you might know of Novo. We've been around for a long time, but we're a very different company at the moment. We're very much pivoted into a pure gold explorer. So we're a great investment platform for people who love gold, love exploration, love the high returns that exploration can bring you. So hopefully you'll enjoy this good update, and happy to take questions as we get at the end of the presentation. Normal disclaimer. By the way, this presentation or a larger version of it is on our website. So by all means, later on, have a good look. So who are we now? Novo, I'm in Perth here presenting to you today. We're an Australian-based gold explorer, a pure greenfields explorer. We have a huge land package, which I'll talk about in a minute. In addition to what you've been talked about in terms of the TSX and the OTC, in September this year, we dual listed on the ASX. So we're now a unique animal. We trade 24/7 hours a day, either through the TSX or the ASX. As I said, we're explorer. We're looking for standalone big projects, greater than 1 million ounce projects. They're the animals that we're out there trying to explore for. I'll talk through our package as we go through, but a key highlight for us is part of the recent discovery of Becher. We now have a substantial joint venture with a $2 billion market cap company called De Grey Mining, who have over a 12 million ounce resource. So that's a really great platform for our shareholders, as well as other discoveries we'll make. We all hear about lithium and nickel. Well, our tenements have got some exposure and prospectivity for those. I'll talk through some of those, but we do have some upside potential through lithium and nickel and the joint ventures that we set up. And importantly, look, we are well funded. We can execute our program going forwards. So this slide's a little bit old, but gold is a great place to explore. And as we've seen in the last 10 days, there's been a great kick up with gold. As I said, the slide's a bit old, but we're now seeing gold up there topping 2100 USD. Gold is a great investment for high inflationary environments. It is a great safe haven. I think this is the right time in your portfolio to put some gold explorers in there. We provide that upside, and I think gold has got a great future going into 2024. Corporate structure we're about market cap of about 60 million. We have about 350 million shares on both the ASX and TSX platforms. As I said, we're well funded. We've got 15 million Australian in the bank, but we've also got a very interesting investment portfolio that we'll be able to monetize next year. And there's around about $30 million Australian in that portfolio. So very well funded to execute our program, both existing portfolios and future growth. A really good shareholder base. De Grey Mining, which I'll talk about, is 10%. Mark Creasy is a well-known Australian explorer, been very successful. He's on our register. That shows how much he thinks of our portfolio. First Sentinel is an institution in Australia. So we've got great shareholder support going forwards on our program, and we've got a great team that backs it up. And here's the team. So Quentin Henny is my co-chairman. Quentin founded the company. Many people would know his great geological expertise. The board's backed up by other geological, ESG and finance specialists. And importantly, our exploration team is led by Kaz DeLuca. Kaz has got a global experience across the world chasing gold, and the three exploration managers that report to Kaz are the same type of people. They have spent their life chasing gold across the world. So we're well funded, great team, great portfolio, which you're about to see, great opportunity going forwards. So let's start in the Pilbara. The Pilbara is our main base. We have at the moment over 9,000 square kilometres. Many people may be aware that this was a larger portfolio, and that just represents as we go through and do reconnaissance exploration, we're very disciplined in our approach. If we don't believe the tenement has any opportunity going forwards, we drop it. It costs us a lot of money to hold ground. So we've seen this tenement package become a bit smaller, but that just reflects that the quality has now come up. If you look in the middle, that's where most of this talk will be about, what we call the Egina Gold Camp. Have a good look at that. You'll see another slide coming up. At the top of Egina Gold Camp is the Egina JV and the Besha Discovery. And at the bottom of that Egina Gold Camp is Nunyeri, which we'll talk about. On the western side of the Pilbara, you'll see the big green blob, West Pilbara. That's a very lithium nickel prospective area. It's about 240 square kilometres that we have got out to the marketplace for a divestment and joint venture. So you'll see some news flow come from that. Just north of that is Balla Balla, a great gold prospective province, and we'll talk about that. On the very right-hand side of the picture, two important things. The Nullagine gold operation, we started that up. Unfortunately, it hasn't been very successful, and we've shut it down. And then, importantly, the Quartz Hill in that kind of lime green colour, again, 22 kilometres of pegmatites, lithium-bearing pegmatites, and we've joint ventured that. So that's our approach to lithium and nickel. We like to have people invest in Novo, do the exploration work, leave Novo with 20 or 25% in the joint venture with a royalty going forwards. That allows us to focus our effort on gold exploration. So let's focus back into this Egina Gold Camp and the De Grey joint venture. Last year, we did great work at Besha. You can see it there in the bottom part of the slide there in kind of lime green or olive green. Besha was a great discovery by our exploration team. But importantly, Besha is adjacent to De Grey's tenements, and that's that light grey that you can see in the picture there. So De Grey Mining, listed on the ASX, it's a $2 billion market gold developer. They invested $10 million in Novo. But importantly, they've invested in a joint venture for the further exploration of Besha. So they're spending $25 million within 4 years to get a 50% interest in the Egina JV. So that's kind of huge. You can do the mathematics, 25 million for 50%. So that allows that exploration to be well funded, allow Novo to focus on other things. De Grey are the experts in this geological area. They've been building up this 12 million ounce platform on their Malina tenements. So we get the great benefit of them. Our geological team are working with the De Grey people. So it's a really, really exciting thing for our shareholders. Provides huge upside and a great way for us to make sure we continue our focus on other discoveries. De Grey have recommenced drilling post completion of the joint venture, agreements and paperwork. And they're doing an initial program around 39,000 metres of air core reverse circulation and diamond drilling. So you'll see more news flow come through as that work continues. If you look on our website and on our presentations, you can see the results that we had earlier with our work. And this is Besha. It's huge. It's a 20 square kilometres in this picture. So it's a very large block. Novo had completed 60,000 metres of drilling. Near surface drilling down to basement rock, really looking for the corner area where we have to focus our deeper drilling. So that work, even though it was very much in its infancy, the results that we were seeing really married what De Grey saw on their tenements. They saw the same geochemistry, the same rock types, the same grade tenure, and as a result of that, that brought them into the investment. So, as I said, only 28 kilometres away from the proposed processing plant for De Grey. Hopefully, they'll go into construction late next year. So, this is a great opportunity for Novo shareholders. Any resources we find here, we have the potential to then feed through their processing plant at a later date. So, this is number one, great leverage and opportunity for shareholders going forwards. So if you look at the bottom part of this Egina Gold Camp, it is just full of targets, and we've yet to have an opportunity to pull them apart. It's a very fertile structural corridor. It's over 60 kilometres long, and we've just started the geological work and exploration work to understand what is there. Our first straight up target is Nunnery North, and that is very, very exciting. So here's Nunnery. It is a 1.4 kilometre long gold anomalism. We saw in the soils and the rock chips, 10 grams per tonne results all the way up to an ounce in those results. Very, very exciting. No one has ever been here that done substantial work. So this is a pure maiden work done by the Novo exploration team, and it's been fantastic. So we've now completed the first maiden drill campaign. We drilled 2,300 metres, 30 holes. They're quite shallow, as you'll see in the next slide, but we've already picked up some really great grades. So you can see it here, 11 metres around 2, 4 metres around 4, 5 metres around 2, 7 metres at 1.4, and 4 metres at 3.6. But what's really important is if you look at the centre of this picture and the drilling lines, we've really only started the work on Nunnery, and we've got a lot more work to do. We've really honed in on the core in the middle to really understand the geology, prove the concepts, and in future we'll start drilling out sometime in March next year. So it's been a really exciting discovery, very exciting. We'll grow as we do more drilling programs. And look here. So on the left-hand side, you can see the picture of the drill programs. We've seen 50-metre wide zones of significant quartz veining and good low-order gold mineralisation. So there's definitely a very complex, large system developing here. And the section that we've been able to put together from the drilling shows that continuity of drilling. So this is really exciting for us. It's one of our key projects that you'll see us go back drilling in March, April next year. And over 2024, we'll do a number of campaigns as we build up the geological story. So I'm very excited about Nunnery. I think it's a great opportunity for Novo shareholders. It's right next to roads. The Pilbara has got great infrastructure. So good place to be, and we've got great working relationships with the Aboriginal traditional owners, and they're really supportive of the work that we're doing forwards. So, you can already see for Novo, Tier 1 projects, Becher, Nunnery, are really the projects that we're focusing on as we go forwards. But the world is really more and more exciting. So if you recall, we talked about De Grey and their tenements. Well, that's the grey block that you see across the picture here. You can see Becher that we've just talked about just below that. But northwest of that De Grey Malina tenements, we've quietly built up a package of 1,200 square kilometres of tenements across 100 kilometres of territory. And that's all focused on that black line in the middle, the shear shoal, the shoal shear. No one has done much work in this area. We're the first company to build a continuous package of tenements. We're the first company to go back in a big way to have a look at the geological aspects. We're obviously looking for gold, but we know historically people have seen small occurrences of other minerals. So we're the first people to get in there and do systemic exploration. We've started the low-order geological work, mapping, walking the ground, taking soil samples. Next year, you'll see us go in here and start some drilling to really understand the geology. Obviously, what we're looking for is a repeat of De Grey's story in the Malina Basin. So again, through 2024, keep your eye on what's happening here at Balla Balla. Just to be a little bit different, on the eastern side of Australia in Victoria, many people would know that Victoria is very much a gold state. In Australia, it's a great historical gold production going back for 200 odd years. And the big player in Victoria is the Fosterville mine, which is owned by Agnico. So we have our Belltopper project. It's 50 kilometres away from Fosterville, so it's very much within the same geological Bendigo tenements and terrain. It's a very exciting project for us. We've been involved as a 50% joint venture partner. This year we took over 100% ownership, and we've been building the platform. Last year, there was some really good drilling results. So you can see here 14 metres at 6, 10 metres at 5, 4 metres at 9. So that's really starting to build a platform for us as we go forwards. During the year, those drilling results plus more geochemistry work, we've actually built a geological model. We've also built a model based on historical excavations from the old timers going back 50 to 100 years. So that's allowed us to really hone in on where our geological and drilling targets should be. So we've just started a diamond drilling program over 2,000 metres in that program, 6 holes, and that program will continue all the way through to Christmas and into 2024. So here we're looking for very high grade systems. We're looking for the potential for those systems to join up to allow a mining operation, and very much the Fosterville style where you see good widths, 10 to 15 metre widths at high grades. So we like bell topper. It's a very exciting package. So as you can see, one of the great things about Novo is we can drill continuously. We aim for about 10 drill months a year. The Pilbara we can drill during the middle of the year, but when it gets hot and cyclone season like we do now, we can move our efforts from the Pilbara across to Victoria. So that allows us to have synergies and a lot of continuation of exploration and drill flow. We've also got the tiered approach. Besha's very much an advanced exploration. Nunreri is early stage, Bell's Top are early stage, and then things like Balla Balla, where they're doing the reconnaissance work. And don't forget, across the rest of the 9,000 square kilometres, there's a lot of targets that we're still at the early stage of exploration, doing helicopter surveys and samples. So one of the great strengths of Novo is we've got this great platform across everything from early stage work to drill programs underway. So there's a great future of more discoveries or opportunities coming forwards. So I did talk a little bit about lithium and nickel. So as I said, the first thing, the West Pilbara that you've seen on the other picture, but here's a bit of a close-up. What's exciting about these tenements that we're divesting is they actually surround Azura Andover project. So Azura is an ASX-listed company. Symbol is AZS. Their market cap has really increased in recent times because not only have they discovered nickel, but a huge lithium province. They talk about a large exploration target. So you can see them on the website. SQM, a very large lithium producer in the world, is part of their share register. So we've got tenements surrounding those areas, and as I said, we're talking to third parties at the moment for future divestment. And then on that previous slide where we talked about the Quartz Hill joint venture, you can see the details here. It's with Litam. They are a lithium expert. They love lithium. They are doing enough exploration to work to earn 80% of the project, and they'll do a feasibility and carry us all the way through to a decision to mine. So that's really, really exciting for us to have that upside into lithium and nickel and keep the focus on gold. ESG is very important to us. It's embedded to us. So we have a whole ESG profile. Even though we're explorers, we're very focused on how we explore without interrupting the environment, water management, all of those things. But we also have tremendous relationships with the traditional owners. We work across 9 different Aboriginal groups. We need their support to have access to ground, and we do have that support, and it's fantastic. So it's really, really important for us. So just to summarise, who are we? We're a Greenfields Explorer focused on 1 million ounce discoveries. Already Besha is a great project that we're pushing forwards, and Nunreri is also a great project. So we've had great opportunities already in that portfolio that we have in Western Australia and Victoria. The De Grey joint venture is fantastic. It brought $10 million into Novo, which we're now putting into gold exploration. But importantly, that joint venture where De Grey have to spend $25 million within 4 years, 25 million in 4 years, that really is a great opportunity for shareholders, and they're out there drilling. So please look forwards to the news flow that will come from that. As you've seen, we've got a great pipeline of projects. We've got an opportunity with our exploration team to continue to look for other opportunities. So we're in a good position. We're now dual listed, which I think is important. It provides great liquidity a great opportunity for all shareholders, whether you want to be through the OTC, TSX, or ASX, to invest. That lithium battery exposure, I think, is really exciting for us and another great opportunity. And importantly, we are well funded to be able to execute our program. So I hope that's a really good overview. As I said, go to the website. There's more videos, a more detailed presentation, and hopefully that's given you a great overview. So I've just got a couple questions which I'll cover here. So, the question about prioritisation, as I said, really the information you'll see in 2024. De Grey will continue drilling at Becher, so that'll be exciting. They'll probably shut down, December, January, February during the cyclone season, but they'll definitely continue that. So you'll see some news flow. We will get back to Nunreri sometime around, kind of March, April, and we'll continue the work around Balla Balla and some of the other scout prospects. And you'll see Belltopper continue through to March next year drilling, and we'll probably go back to Belltopper later next year. So that's our great prioritisation. We always talk about drilling programs, but as I said, behind the scenes, the GOs are working across our ground looking for the next opportunities, and you'll occasionally see us go and drill 1 or 2 holes in some of those opportunities to test the geology. So we've got a pretty good opportunity going forwards. The lithium battery metals, at the moment, what's the upside and value for shareholders? Definitely the Quartz Hill is early stage. Lightam this year has spent a lot of energy doing soil mapping and sampling over the 22 kilometres of pegmatite that was delineated by Novo, and we'll expect to see Lightam start drilling next year. So once that drilling happens, we'll all get a great idea of value. And definitely in the West Pilbara, some news flow somewhere down the track as we divest it. But I think the key value of those tenements, you can tell if you have a look at Azura and their increase in share price. There's no guarantees, but these tenements we have are in the same geological province. So at the moment, I'm very excited. We don't have a clear indication of what the long-term opportunity is, but I think it's great that we've got some exposure. Someone talked about ore sorting. In previous kind of strategies, we were really focusing on a different gold setting, and we do still have an ore sorter. We still like ore sorting technology, and we encourage a lot of people in the mining industry to continue looking at ore sorting. It has a great opportunity to beneficiate low-grade material to allow cheap economics. So we will continue looking at ore sorting as an opportunity across the Pilbara. But as you've seen, our orogenic gold opportunities at the moment definitely outweigh some of the opportunities that we were playing with in the past. I think at the moment, Novo has gone through great kind of pivot, shutdown operations, which wasn't really, really great. We've come out of that. We're now debt-free. We're well-funded. We've got a great exploration platform. I think coming on the ASX shows people in Australia who love gold exploration that we're a great company. So I think as we see the gold price and as we get more flows, people should see more value come through the Novo price and really look forward to your support. But as you've seen here, great platform, great team, well-funded. I think we're in a great position. So more liquidity as the gold price increases, I think will only push the value of Novo up. I think part of the news story for Novo is the De Grey joint venture. De Grey is not as well known in the Northern American hemisphere, so I do encourage you to have a look. But mate, this is a fantastic project. 12 million ounces right next door to us. They know the geology. The Becher results are fantastic. I think you'll see a lot of value come through our share price as that work continues. So I think I've covered all of the questions. So thanks everyone for listening, and by all means, please have